Alright, you're good.
Welcome to Hammer and Hank. This is a new YouTube channel that my son wants to start. He's awesome at putting things together, taking them apart, fixing them, and putting them back together in a proper way so they function really well. Today he's wanting to do some work on our 2002 Bombardier ATV. It needs some work done on the carburetor, and today's the day that we're going to get into it and kind of take it apart and figure out what's wrong with it. There's a good chance we'll just replace the carburetor. We have looked at the jets in the past, cleaned them out, and still didn't quite run just right. So today's the day we're going to get in there and actually do it. Here we go.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah. Hammer and Hank YouTube channel.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how to take off the seat. So there's a little latch down here. You pull on that latch, and then pull up on the seat. And so there's little slots down there, and then there's these plastic things that will come out of those slots. So just pull it out, and then you're good to start working on the engine. Okay, this is the carburetor. Has everything to do with the air to fuel mixture. We're going to be replacing the old one with this new one. And we're going to turn off the gas tank, and we're going to turn on the ATV, and we're going to burn all the fuel from the carburetor. First, we need to disconnect the negative battery cable. This is a breather tube. You can just pull it right out of the bracket. This is a throttle cable. This is a 8mm, and we're just going to disconnect. We think we jumped the gun on the throttle cable, so now we're going to start taking clamps off of the breather hoses. We'll go ahead and start pulling breather hoses off. There's one down lower, and we're still going to pull that one off. Go ahead and loosen your air intake clamp first. So second, we're going to take off the carburetor to the engine clamp. Okay, so with your Phillips head screwdriver, you take out these 3 bolts.
So pulling the carburetor over to an angle like this, you're able to pull this little doodabber out directly straight out, and then the cable will come out. And then the next step is we're going to go ahead and go back to this 8mm and go ahead and disconnect that. Sound good?
Yep.
So the end of that cable has this little brass. That's that doodabber I was talking about earlier. And then Henry's going to go and pull the cable out the rest of the way. Very good. Good job, Hank.
Thanks.
Yeah. As I was pulling out this carburetor, I noticed that this little throttle control can just unclip, and then I was able to pull the whole carburetor out. And we're going to disconnect it here, and Henry's going to help me with that.
You're gonna go ahead and grab your Leatherman, and we're going to loosen this bolt. Last few threads, you're going to use. You can use your hand and just pull the carburetor right off. So one thing you need to do is grab your carburetors, so the new one and the old one, put them together and look at them and see if they're the same, and it looks like these are the same, so we're good to go. It's the next day, and we had to end yesterday early because it was school night, but today we're going to O'Reilly's to get a Wix fuel filter. Okay, so we are going to replace the old fuel filter with the new fuel filter, but before we replace those, we gotta remove the clamps. Okay, so now you just gotta remove the old one. Then put it there, and then you put the clear part in there. So we went ahead and put the throttle cable back on, and you're going to go ahead and start tightening this doodadder back on. You're going to go ahead and get your gasket, put that on, and then you're going to go ahead, grab this metal plate, and then we're going to screw that on. Go ahead and hand tighten them so they don't cross thread. Then after that, grab a screwdriver and tighten them fully. Get your carburetor connected to your airbox and engine intake, and then grab a screwdriver and tighten down the clamps. Get your breather tube and put that on, and your clamp lock on, just like so. Put this little brass piece and make the choke cable fit into that brass piece, and then you're just gonna screw that in there. What you need to do next is connect your fuel line to the carburetor and the electrical on the bottom of the carburetor, and then try to start the ATV, but it'll take a little while because there's a bowl at the bottom and that needs to fill up with fuel before it'll start.
again, buddy.
Yay!
Good job, man. You rock. Good job.
We're gonna see if we can get it started and get a tire.